Hello and welcome to the latest Connected Intelligence Spotlight. As the US bounces between slowly opening up and shutting down almost as quickly due to COVID spikes, it's time to consider the fate of the carrier retail stores. The way that consumers buy phones and mobile service has resisted the migration to online sales over the years. Looking at last year's trends, for example, just 13% of consumers bought their phones online rather than walking into a physical store. And it's not necessarily the carriers that are trying to stop that migration to online. Over 5 years ago, AT&T had a strategy to try and move more sales online, but it's us, the consumers, that have resisted it, instead wanting to see the phone and hold it before making that final purchase choice. But that is a throwback to an era when different phones had their own unique identity, and our choice of device was a reflection of ourselves. Did we want to be seen with the Razr with its cool slim form factor and the satisfying clunk as it shut, or a bar phone that was more durable, or perhaps a really funky design such as the Wild Seed phone? But those days are gone, and most phones look very, very similar. The choice these days is really down to iOS or Android, with some variation on the Android range, but hardly enough to truly stand out. Do you really need to go to a store to see the latest iPhone when you probably already know that you want it? Of course not. In fact, according to a recent study we did, almost 60% of retail mobile phone buyers already knew the exact model they were going to get before walking into the retail store. And as carriers work to improve their supply chains for online shopping, we could finally be at a tipping point for online. Another key change that's occurred over the past decade is that carriers are far less likely to offer exclusive models. The days when you had to switch service to Verizon to buy that Razr phone are also gone. Now pretty much all devices are available from all carriers, and if they're not, well, there's a healthy unlocked market through direct-to-consumer channels. Of course, more recently, what's helping push consumers over the tipping point is the impact of COVID-19. With stores closed, consumers that need a replacement phone have had little choice but to go online. And we've seen an increase of over 100% for online activity compared to in-store. So the real question is whether that will continue now that the stores are gradually opening back up. The carriers may perhaps be helping to maintain this new behavior. AT&T, Cricket, Metro by T-Mobile, and others have all announced store closures, turning the tide against the previous push to seemingly have a store on every street corner. At the same time, Verizon is placing more emphasis on its Visible prepaid brand, which is only available for online purchase activations. Microsoft has also announced it's closing its stores just when we were waiting for the company to launch its new hybrid phones. So this provides an opportunity for the consumer electronic retailers, ranging from Walmart and Best Buy to smaller independents. Consumers that do still want to see a phone prior to the purchase could potentially see a wider variety of devices through these retailers, boosting their importance in the mobile phone market, especially when part of a broader strategy that includes a strong online presence. This range of devices includes unlocked devices, a market that is increasing in importance in the US, with 18% of consumers now buying a phone separately from their carrier choice, and an installed base of over 50 million unlocked devices. Now, from a carrier perspective, there are benefits and risks with a reduced retail presence. Clearly, fewer stores helps the bottom line, as online sales are far cheaper with less real estate and fewer sales reps to pay. But they also lose that personal touch with their customers, and that can be a big issue. When a consumer walks into a carrier store to buy a new phone, it's an opportunity for the reps to upsell accessories such as cases and screen protectors, as well as additional lines of service such as smartwatches and tablets. A reduction in retail focus could therefore have an impact on the accessories business in particular. We've seen that in the past few months. With stores closed due to COVID, mobile accessory sales have dropped significantly. Yes, part of that is the fact that we're not going out and about, so we possibly don't need that bounceable case or backup power pack. But in a large part it's because we're not in the stores buying accessories when we buy our phone that we didn't realize we actually needed until the rep convinced us of it. Of course, it's too early to tell if the consumer purchase habits will continue to migrate to online for phone choice. Carriers and retailers will have to continue to improve their online presences, offering a broader range of consumer reviews, more detailed explanations of the devices, and faster delivery. A case in point, I recently ordered a new phone from a carrier, and 2 weeks later it still hadn't shipped. Now, if I'd actually broken my old phone and needed that immediate gratification, I'd be looking for a store, any store, to buy the new phone from. And that's where the risk lies. If carriers get this transition wrong, there'll be increased churn to the competition, as well as an opportunity for the likes of Amazon and Best Buy to become the dominant force in mobile device purchases. Or, of course, the need to change tactics once again, opening up more stores, increasing pressure on the bottom line. That's our spotlight. Thanks for joining.